Good evening and welcome to Miller's Monday on KV's Terrace Talk. Don't worry, you are in the right place. Again, the intro, it's my fault. I've just not changed the intro, although it's a banging intro. That's my favourite intro on the channel, to be fair. So welcome all. As always, lots to discuss. The Doncaster game. We've got fans' reactions, a big Yorkshire derby against Bradford City tomorrow, and as always, your questions and comments. I will first go through the guests who I've got today. Joining us once again, all the way from Bradford, although I don't live in Bradford, I don't think, is Johnny from Chickens on the Loose. Welcome, Johnny. You okay?
Yep, Sam, mate. Just a little bit upset from obviously when we got beat by AFC Wimbledon the other day. But yeah, I'm here. I'm fine. My internet's back up. So let the fun begin now.
Good. And just made it in time, Mr. Tiny. You all right, Tiny?
Evening, lads. Yeah, I'm all right. I'd have been a little bit better if the rumours were true, but hey, we move. It's just rumours. It's what makes football fun at the end of the day. If you didn't have the rumours, football would be a really boring game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And to be honest, I've come up with a short list of realistic managers. I've managed to narrow the list down to 4 candidates that I would take.
Okay. Don't tell us now then. We will come to it. Okay, yeah. So good work though. So thanks, Tiny. And below Tiny is Pete. How you doing, Pete? You all right?
Yeah, all good apart from that shower of crap at weekend. Obviously, I live in Donny, so it's not the best.
Yeah, so you'll have had it probably doubly worse, haven't you, with all Donny fans and taking Mick out you at work, I assume.
To be fair, I don't know many Donny fans, to be honest, and I live in Donny, so yeah.
And last but not least is always Mr. Reliability, Mr. Turbo Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Really good, Dave. I'll say really good. That's a overstatement, as it were. But I'm glad to be on for another exciting, positive chat with yourself, Dave. Johnny, thanks for coming. Tiny, good lad. And Pedro, Pete, yep, looking forward to a decent chat. Cheers, gents. Thank you.
Cheers, Tom. And you'll notice that I'm wearing a Real Madrid shirt because I've chucked all my Rotherham shirts in bin and set them on fire. No, I'm only joking. But I'm really tempted to. I'm just quickly going to start on social media. I want to try and keep as positive as possible, but I want to just touch on it because I have to say I'm really surprised at what's happened today. I know the Hamshaw rumour mill was flying. He was gone 1 minute. He weren't going. He were going. He were not going. And again, it were unsettling. But the post that I've kind of put on, which was just to do with mental health, and I believe that the football club, the decisions that they make and how well they perform does affect people's mental health, has just been kind of, people have reacted negatively and they've kind of taking the mick and saying it's all wrong and all rubbish. And I have to say that the amount of arguments that I've had over the last 2 or 3 hours is incredible. And I'm more gobsmacked than anything else. And Tom, I'm going to come to you because I know you kind of got involved a little bit towards the end. But I guess my first question is, do you think that the football club and the decisions that it makes and the performance on the pitch does affect people's mental health? Or is it a case of you turn up Saturday, you watch your team, they win or lose, you go home, don't think anything about it? Like, where do you sit in that camp?
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, where I sit, right, you yourself and Tiny here, I mean, you go most home and away games, Dave. I know Tiny goes home and away absolutely everywhere. You live for the football club, right? I live in another country. I live in Scotland, right? And you ask my wife, my daughter, anybody associated with me, even my mates, right? It affects my mental health the way that this football club is run. Never mind, right? Spending thousands of pounds like yourself, you do, Dave, like you do, Tiny, following this club to get treated like absolute mugs, right? So, yes, if it affects my mental health, God knows what it's doing to you boys, right? And what I will say, right, the Rotherham United community, right, as it were, certainly on social media, this wasn't an issue, 20, 25, 30 years ago, right? But now it's become an issue because, listen, we're at each other's throats here at the minute. We're at each other's throats, and I think that the club is complicit in the fact that we've done that, and I am absolutely sickened and disgusted by the club. I'd rather the club come out saying, right, shut up between the lot of you. Our manager is staying to the end of the season. Rather than, what have they posted today? A trio of players that are going to play in a charity football game, which I think is great, fantastic, right? But I think certainly the people at the club, certainly the media team, need to read the room. We've all been at each other's throats, and I'm sure at some point we'll all apologise to each other, right? So yeah, I'm with you, Dave. My mental health suffers with this club, right? God knows what yourself, Dave, and Tiny certainly suffers with going home and away, watching this absolute capitulation of a football club. So that's my thoughts, Dave.
No, and I agree. I mean, the way you said about if Rotherham could just come out and just clarify the situation, no, 80% or 90% of the fans now want the manager gone. But all we really want as a football club is clarity. They can just come out and say one way or the other, Hamshaw's going to stay to the end of the season, Hamshaw's getting sacked. People then can get on with their lives. People can then decide whether they're going to go to games or not, and I think it'll make a big difference. Yeah, and Johnny, I don't mean to be on the spot actually, but because you're on and you're obviously from a different football club, do you find you have these issues with Bradford City? Like, because we at Rotherham, and we've had this for it must be 20 years now, where the fan base is always split 50-50, depending on what type of manager's in. If it's like a youth manager who's like softer and is all about training youth players and getting youth players in, 50% don't like him, 50% do. If it's like a Steve Evans type who's in your face, those 50% who like the youth guy don't like him. So whoever the manager is, we've always got an issue and we're always at each other's throats. So I'm just wondering if Bradford has been the same. I mean, you've had a lot of bad years at Bradford in the last 10, 15 years because Bradford are a football club that should not be in League Two and they've struggled to get out of it. So I'm just wondering if you've had the same kind of experiences with social media.
Yeah, obviously it took us, I think, 6 years to get out of League Two. Went through a hell of a lot of managers. Stuart McCall a couple of times, Derek Adams, Mark Hughes, Truman and Stella, I think his name was. With your club, we've had protests. I think it was against when we played Tranmere, we had a protest outside the ground. And I think the owner saw that and he's like, oh, crap, I better sort this out. But like I've been on your podcast in the past, your club at the minute is in absolute turmoil. And with your club, you need everything to turn and make itself better. It could be, obviously, you might need new ownership. Obviously, you might, eventually, it's like, I know Bushy put out on social media earlier, or one of you put out on social media that your manager had gone. And then obviously, you found out later on he hasn't gone. From an outsider looking in at your club, I'm going to say it, but I think you're going to get relegated, lads. Like what you've been saying there at top. You're losing games. It's like when I did my podcast earlier, I looked at your stats. I think you've lost 5 games on the bounce. You're a nice club. You've got an all right ground, but your manager or big boy or whatever you call him looks like he's shocking for your club. And from an outsider looking in, you're going down. And I think you getting relegated to League Two, you need to reset your club in League Two. Get rid of all your high earners, sack your manager, bring in someone who knows a club, or bring back like what Bradford have done in the past, like Stuart McCall returning. You need someone to stabilise your club, and you need changing from top to bottom. You need your players to go who are on high earners, bring in some players who will fight for your badge. And yeah, just really hope you get it sorted. But from an outsider, mate, it looks like you're getting relegated.
Yeah, can't disagree with you, Johnny. Can't disagree with you. Right, before we move on to the Doncaster game, I'm just going to quickly go through some comments. Rotherham Gaming, TS was sacking him. Did you turn on Phil say so? Not sure, potentially. Why is he not? Why he not getting sacked after? Yeah, why he's not being sacked? I'm not sure. I am Carlos. I think he's done. If he loses tomorrow, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't see him going tomorrow after the lose. Go on, Tiny.
We've been saying that for the last since start of season, haven't we? Obviously, start of season we had an awful start. We beat Port Vale. I say beat. We should have lost that game. I'm convinced. Yeah. Well, true. Draw would have been a fair result. This is a side who are bottom at league, by the way. But yeah, ever since the start of season, everyone's been saying he should have gone. Should have gone for me, but all the way back, 27th of September, Mansfield away. That should have been curtains for him, but nah, we're never going to be from Rotherham. That's the thing. Like, we've got too many Rotherham associated people in this club that need to. We need to go neutral. Having people from Rotherham, it's all good. They understand the town, but they just get away with it too much because they're from Rotherham. Not by us. It's from the fans that are like the happy clappers, as we call them. But yeah,
no, I agree. I agree, Tiny. BCAFC, evening lads, evening. Welcome, Justin Miller. Where is Bushy? Yeah, Bushy's actually gone to. Is it Everton?
Man United.
Yes, Everton, Man U tonight. He's gone to. Got a last minute ticket, I believe. So I've had to fill in for him. Bushy can't get to Rotherham games, but he's watching Man U at Everton. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. JS, evening. Is anyone else as apathetic towards the club as I am? I really can't be arsed anymore. Still, I hear Grimsby Way's decent, good fish and chips.
Oh yeah, that is a positive. If we get him in August, nice trip out. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've accepted it. League, so it is now. What we'll be there next season. Only because, like, as much as mental health is bad because Rotherham are performing bad, I don't know where I'd be without going to Rotherham games on the other hand. So, like I say, I'm not going to renew next season. I mean, I probably will because, like, there's still a buzz about going at football on a Saturday, even if we are shit. But then again, at least we get to see goals. So it's a win-win, to be honest, even if it's not our team scoring. But you've got to take positive in a negative situation, unfortunately.
Yeah. Tiny, can I ask, how old are you, pal? How old are you, man?
18. I went to my first game, last game at Millmore. I was about 9 months old. 1-0 against Barnet.
Wow.
I feel old.
I've been bred into Rotherham United. It's in my blood. I wouldn't ever let that support die.
So when were you 18, Tiny? When were you 18?
September. Last September, I was 18.
Last September just gone, mate. I tell you what, man. Right, I'm 39, right? I think Bez is older than me. Pete, I think you might be older than me and all. I'm not too sure. Right, listen, mate. Your support for the club. I assume it's through your dad, mate. Yeah, through your father.
Dad, brother, all family, really. Then you've got mum's side at family who are Derby, so.
Oh, right, okay.
One up.
So being at your age, pal, trust me, right? Win, lose, or draw, you know, you win or lose, you're on the booze, mate. Happy days. This is the best time. This is the best time of your life when you're 18, following your club, all about the country. It's fantastic. And cherish it, mate. Cherish it because
that's what I'm doing. Because
it does come to a point, mate, where you're like, "This is shit." and I'm 39, right? 40 in April, right? and it's gonna. Yeah, I used to do what you used to do when I was your age, but mate, well, credit to you, mate. Was it 117 games?
Yeah, away.
Away in consecutive. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, dates back to Ipswich away. Back in 2021. 2-0 win.
Wow.
Mental
Fair play
to
to you, dude. Fair play to
Yeah.
you, dude. Who scored that day? Michael
It was
Smith?
Fergie. Fergie got one, and
Smithy?
Wild.
Oh, was it? Oh,
And
fair
Wales,
enough.
yeah. I was there as well, Tiny. I was there as well.
Well, fair play
I
to you,
think
mate.
good old. Actually, wait, one more point. I know we dislike Callum Fowler on here. Obviously, Dingle fan always giving us a lot of shit, but he did actually make a really good point on Rotherham today. I've watched his video. I'm not going to go into Donny game. I'm going to go into what he said about the club as a whole. He said he's really worried for Rotherham. The fact that if we drop to League Two, we lose even more money. The club could actually fall into an hole here. And that got me thinking. He's actually got a point there. Spot on there. We've seen it before, haven't we? Well, you guys have. We have a few good years, then it all goes wrong and we end up in administration. Could go like that again. Hopefully not, but I'm just thinking.
I said, to be fair, Tony, I said this a few weeks ago. I said that if Rotherham went down and if they kept the manager, they could go down again. I really could see that. Anyway, just on your first point as well, is anyone else apathetic towards the club as I am? Yes, the answer is yes, because I mean, I'm going to Bradford tomorrow, but I'm only going because I got a ticket for the first game, and obviously it's been rearranged. I don't think I'm going to go after the Bradford game.
That was meant to be the boys' last, wasn't it? But it got postponed.
Yeah, it did, yeah. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, Danny. Hope you're well. Evening, Ross. Hope you're well. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Harry. Hi, Johnny. How are you? A lot of love for Johnny there. No swearing, please, Tiny lad. Yeah. Are you all right? Swear box for young Tiny. Bradford get battered where they go, ever at home. Right. Good evening, Matt Hamshaw. He's not a manager, never was, never will be. What he said on Radio Sheffield about the subs that changed the game, he must have his eyes closed watching the game. Wayne, we will not get rid. I agree. Mark Shaw, Bradford 1, Rotherham 2. Okay.
See it,
yeah. Dusty Miller, in fairness, Bush gets more stick than I've ever seen any fan get. I think it's jealousy. Yeah, I agree, Dusty. I think it is. Phil Smith planning League Two football in the Hampshire. It's got to be. Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right. I've got a lot more. Yeah. What I'll do, we'll stop here because I want to go on to Doncaster, and also I want to kind of talk about the Matt Hamshaw sacking, not sacking, whatever. So Pete, we'll start with you. So I know you didn't really see the game on Saturday, but from what you've seen and what you've heard, what were your thoughts of the game? Did Rotherham deserve anything from what you heard? Were Rotherham unlucky? Because I've seen a lot of people, and I'm sure himself, say they were unlucky. What were your thoughts on what you've seen? And lastly, I want to ask you about Phil Smith, and I want to ask you if the comment that Phil Smith made about Hamshaw on his interview with Radio Sheffield, has that affected the decision that Hamshaw's not gone?
Yeah, obviously, I were on night, so I got last 15, 20 minutes at game. So I've watched the bit where Donny were battering us. I didn't see the first half. Apparently we were a better team, but I've not seen that. I don't know what y'all saw of that. But I did Thursday I said we'd lose. Anybody who plays attacking football on wings against us, we're screwed with that formation, aren't we? Obviously he did change it, but it's just his tactics are so bad. He's not a manager, is he? He might be a good coach, mate. I'm not disputing that, but he's not a manager. He never will be. I don't think he'll get another manager's job after this one. He'll play it up with Paul Warne again, Wayne. That's where I think.
Yeah,
then going on to Phil Smith. I think if he didn't have said that on Radio Sheffield about Hamshaw would have gone there. Obviously, I don't know much about Phil Smith, so I can't really say what he's like. He might be future chairman. I don't know. But I think if he'd have kept his mouth shut, I think Hamshaw would have been gone. That's my opinion. And I think we're stuck with him now, aren't we? Because they can't really sack him after what they've said they're going to back him, can they?
No.
That's
Tom?
what I think.
And Tom, so just on the Phil Smith thing first, do you agree with Pete? And secondly, what were your thoughts on the game against Doncaster?
Well, I've been banging the drum about Phil Smith putting himself out there on to the advertiser, Radio Sheffield, and another platform which we won't mention. I think it made it really hard. It would undermine Phil Smith if they sacked him, because he said Hammy's the man, Hammy's the boy. I believe in everything he's got. So listen, yeah, and the game itself, good first half. I say good first half. We had one shot on target, and that McGrath, he was all at sea. I went on BBC Radio Sheffield myself the other day, and I was saying that McGrath was all at sea, and we did not punish them when we needed to punish them. And I think a team of a few years ago, certainly under different direction, would have, done them. But McCann saw an opportunity second half, made his changes, saw where things were wrong, showed his tactical class against a manager who doesn't have the same nous as he does, and schooled us. Yes, 2 individual errors, but it doesn't matter. Individual errors or not, it makes no odds. They still won 2-1, and we certainly did not look like scoring another goal in that game, in my opinion, Dave. And I think that is, if I was Johnny here, Johnny must be sat here laughing, right? Bless him, right? Because I'm going to have to pay 20 quid to charity, to one of Johnny's chosen charities, because I don't think we can finish above Bradford now, can we, Johnny?
No, like you're saying, like your title up here, you're in crisis. Titanic, you've hit the iceberg, mate. You're just rearranging the deck chairs now on the Titanic. You're going down.
We're going down, right? So listen, look, I think we're in trouble, and I'm really. It scares me, the club. It really does scare me, the fact that we've not made a change, and what happens this time. Well, in about an hour's. What happens in 25 hours' time when we lose to Bradford? What happens? Because I'm sure Lee will be back and we'll do a live after-match reaction. I have no idea. Yeah. And Dave and Tiny, you'll be there, lads. You'll have wasted your cash, bless yous. But you know what? At least you're going to support them. And I have no idea what happens after that.
If you do go down to League Two, it's a hell of a hard league to get out, lads. We were stuck in there for 6 long years. Went through shitloads of managers. It's a horrible league. So if you do go down, your chairman needs to put his hand in his pocket and get you out of that league.
It's interesting, actually, Johnny, because we've been in a similar situation before where we had a manager called Danny Vergara who took us down from League One, and we employed Ronnie Moore. And the first, I think it was the second season. So the first season, we missed out on the playoffs on the last day. And the second season, I think the second game, we lost the whole city. We lost like 4-0. And Ronnie Moore was under massive pressure, like literally a lot of fans wanted him gone. And obviously we kept him. We ended up getting the playoffs, losing. Then the year after, we won promotion. So we have got a little bit of history in how difficult it is getting out of that league, because it took us 3 years. And if you ignore those 3 years, every time Rotherham have gone down, again, I'm excluding when they got the minus 20 points, obviously, but every time they've gone down to League Two, they've always won promotion straight away until those 2 periods. So it does show how difficult it has become. Now, from what Tom was saying, I'm going to come to you, Tiny, now. So, first of all, obviously, give us your take on the game, but also, you've already kind of mentioned it in the intro. I want you to tell me why you think Hamshaw's not being sacked. It could be the Phil Smith thing, I don't know. And also, I want you to go through your managers that you say you've whittled down to a list of X amount of managers, and let us know who your preferred choice is of those managers as well.
So, takes on game first. We'll start off. First minute at game, we get penalty. I thought, oh, brilliant. Change formation, change tactics. I actually said, fair play, big boy. You've proved us wrong. All wrong, right. But obviously, first 3 minutes, we were 1-0 up. And then I thought, right, let's push on, get second now. Let's give him an hammering. This is your chance now, I'm sure. This is your chance. Because I thought Donny looked awful. I thought they looked absolutely awful. They looked all at sea, like you've said. Backline looked shocking. They looked like they hadn't prepared for it enough. They'd misread us, really, I thought. We had a few decent chances, obviously none on target until 92nd minute, which weren't even really a shot on target because it was just a P-roller, but but yeah, we had a few decent chances, created a few. But when you've got 3 strikers in a front 3, come on. It's not like we're playing Cardiff. Come on, we're playing Doncaster Rovers here, who, with all respect, have a much better manager than us. Then you get into half-time, you're 1-0 up. Obviously, you've not took your chances still. You're thinking, we're still on front foot in this. But I reckon Hamshaw knew at half-time Grant McCann's going to change his tactics here because he's a very good football manager. End of the day, Donny don't have best of squads, but he's doing what he can with him. He's got him 17th, and a fair play. He's been in Championship, very experienced. Changed it up. They came out fighting Donny's second half. We looked like the team all at sea from first kick at second half. Donny were creating chances, getting corners, getting into dangerous areas. Then obviously equaliser does come from an absolute flop from Joe Rafferty. Missed time challenge, read the ball better, don't fly in. And then they got a free run down left hand side or right, whichever way you look at it. But they've got free run, squares across box. People are saying offside. No, it wasn't. I've seen it at an angle. I think Baptiste's foot plays him onside. Really good, smart run from him, to be fair. Hanlon tucks it in 1-1. Then I start thinking, right, we're going to lose this game now. That's the turning point, and it was. Very even game, obviously. Dawson tries being clever, tries being cocky. Didn't work. What is he doing? What is he actually doing? What a muppet. What an absolute muppet. If I'm sure I'd out about him, he'd drop him tomorrow night and put Ted Can in there. That'd be a statement. All right, Ted Can might be shit and all, which he probably is. But at the end of the day, you can't make a mistake like that in such a big game and get away with it. Like, you've got to have some sort of punishment, and I'd drop him tomorrow night, even if Can is shit. Get lad a chance. We're already down as far as I'm concerned anyway. Might as well play about with it a bit for the rest of the season now, because that is us done. We're finished. The gap between teams gets bigger every week. It was quite close a few weeks ago, but now teams are starting to break away into mid-table now. Teams are starting to find form. I mean, Wigan Saturday, they were 2-0 up, 2-1, 1-0 up at Stockport. Obviously ended up losing, but they were down to 9 men, so that's fair enough. 4th in league. Good performance by looks of it. And let's not forget they have Joe Taylor, who realistically I believe we should have tried to sign on loan, because Wigan are financially fucked as well, apparently. So I reckon it would have been a realistic signing. But obviously, we ended up losing that game, and that should have been the game for me, which there's multiple games that should have been the game. But I reckon the reason why we hadn't sacked him is because, and I'm not just saying this out of spite or bitterness, it is because he's from Rotherham. I know that for a fact. We're gaining that sympathy, vote of confidence. Oh, it's Matt from Rotherham. He's been here before. He won promotion as a coach twice. But no, I think that's the reason. But if we were to lose tomorrow, well, not if we were, when we lose tomorrow at Bradford, and if we do sack him, which we won't, but here goes. Narrowed down some managers. There is 2 bold ones on here, and then there's 4 realistic options. So we'll start with first one, Pete Wild. Yeah, he did really well with Barrow. Got him up front conference, made him a steady League 2 side. Very small team, Barrow, small ground. Fair enough. Then this one is probably going to go down bad, but you know what? I've got Darren Moore in there. All right, he's had a bad season at Vale. We're already down and all. Good League 2 manager, got them up last year. I'm not really asked. If we go down, we just need someone who knows the league inside out to get us up. Then this is a bold one. Will Still. We're not going to get him, but I've thrown him in there just for a bit of like hope. Well, not hope, to be fair. Just give him a chance. End of the day, he had Southampton job. Very tough job to take on for you first, especially when you've won cups on FM. Obviously, Southampton expect promotion to Premier League. We expect promotion to Championship, but it's not like that anymore. I'd literally have someone who guarantees 20th place. Nah, me, I don't care. 20th place and I'd be happy. Then I've got Michael Flynn. Had a few good years at Newport. Obviously did rubbish at Cheltenham this year. Got sacked, but oh well. Might as well give him a crack at it. If we're going to give Matt from Rotherham a crack, anyone can have a crack. Anyone's better in my eyes. He might be the worst we've had. Don't know about your lots. You're obviously older, so you'll have seen worse probably. But in my time, I'm sure it's the lowest of lows. Stubbs is better. I rank Stubbs higher. Then this last one, again, like a bit like Will Still. Russell Martin probably won't come, never in a million years, unless we get a millionaire. But then again, I'd expect us to go bigger than that if we did. But Russell Martin obviously got Southampton up, left Rangers. He had MK Don's job over that Liam Manning. I think they both did, didn't they? They both had MK job. Yeah. But yeah, that's my narrowed down list of managers.
What we'll do, we'll come back to that list. I'm going to ask Pete and Tom their thoughts on your
preferred option.
There. I just want to go through some.
Would be Darren Moore or Darren Ferguson.
Right, okay. I'll just go through some comments so you to catch them up, and then Tom and Pete, I'll come to you on that manager selection list. And Johnny, you can get involved as well, to be fair. Gary Lilly, I thought this new guy was communicating with the fans. To be fair, I think he has done that. He's done a couple of interviews. He also did his meet and greet on Saturday, apparently. So I've no idea how that went, but apparently he did do that.
Did Adam go?
I didn't go either. Tom Swift, this is now sheer negligence by the board and chairman. Now we have the worst playing style I've ever watched. What needs to happen to get a change? And Tom, I agree, and I honestly don't know. I was going to ask, we've asked that question, what needs to have to get a change for the last few weeks, and none of us can come up with an answer. We just don't know. Scott Kent lost 11 of the 14. It's mental. Yeah, it is. Johnny talks, how's your mind not being sacked? Johnny, I wish I knew, really do. But I appreciate you joining, the Forest fan. I do appreciate you joining in, thank you. Jordan Standard, we need to make a change ASAP before things get more toxic. I can't see picking up many points from now in the season. And I agree, Jordan, I agree, because things are very toxic at the minute and they're only going to get worse. Millerman, TS should be addressing fans and tells what the master plan is. Fans need answers. And I think that ties into what Tom said earlier about if we could just get some information on what's happening with the manager, even if it does mean keeping his job, at least we've all got peace of mind, and there's no point arguing about it because it's what's going to happen. He's going to keep his job. So, yeah, agree. Ian Besley, whatever happens now, this season's been a disaster for the club, and we're still, it will take several seasons to recover, only then providing that the harsh decisions are made that are needed. Yeah, completely agree. Hadders, if he wasn't sacked after losing the two relegation rivals, he won't be sacked at all this season. And unfortunately, I agree. John Fellows, Hamshaw was the cheap option, probably the only candidate who would accept the shoddy infrastructure of the club. Yeah, John, agree with that as well. And I met John, actually, so it was good to meet you, John, at the game. John actually came up to me. He must stand or sit close to where I stand. And at the end of the game, he came across with his lads. So I appreciate talking to you, John. Thank you for that. Ross, actually Stanley away next season. Good time and bruiser. So there you are. There is a silver lining, everyone. Are you getting drunk tomorrow, Tiny? That's what you make.
Is that a question with Rotherham playing? We've got to. You can't watch Rotherham sober.
I agree completely. That's what I always tell people. You can't watch Rotherham sober. I am Carl's true story, that mate. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Nina Active. I really hope for you lot that your chairman does the best for the club he loves and doesn't become a Mel Morris and almost ruin you. And yeah, and do you know what? It is going that way, I'm afraid, Nina. And again, another fan of a different club joining. So I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Paul, feel really let down by the board. I thought they would have done the right thing and sacked the manager. I just don't get what are they not seeing? Yep, agreed. Russ, 1983, my first game as 9-year-old, v Blackburn Rovers, 3-1 win. John Season hat-trick stood on the Tivoli Terrace. Sounds good. Is that Tiny on the live? It is. Yeah, he's there. Another fan, Tiny.
It's my old gaffer from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Was he a good worker, Michael? Come back to us. Was he a good worker? William Beggett, not a dig, but where did the news that Hammy being sacked come from? Further, do you think this is no longer the case? And I'm going to blame someone who's on the podcast today. He's laughing there, looking in the middle with his Borussia Dortmund top on. I think Pete got some notification from someone who used to work at the club. Is that right, Pete? Gave it to Lee, and rather than Lee kind of get confirmation, he wanted to get the news out before anyone else, like he does, and obviously out it goes.
Just competitive nature, to be fair.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I'm going to back Pete up here. He did say to us it could just be a normal meeting, but obviously we did. I think it was more hope that he was getting sacked, wasn't it, really? I think, obviously, there were half and half. It's either just a meeting to say you've got so-and-so games left or you're gone, pack your stuff. But I did see something interesting, actually, on social media. Apparently, Richard Wood were on phone for 20 minutes at training ground, just walking about. So I do wonder what that was about. But
what I would say about any rumour is I wouldn't necessarily think it's true. Even that might not be true. One thing I did notice about Richard Wood, it was not me who noticed it, it was my friend, actually. When we were at Burton, obviously, as you know, Tiny, Hamshaw went straight down the tunnel, whereas Richard Wood, he came and clapped the fans. And what you might see in the next few weeks is Richard Wood distance himself from Hamshaw so that when Hamshaw does go, he keeps his job and potentially he could get the manager's job. So just watch out for that in future.
To be fair, if it were just Wood till end of season, I'd get behind it, but only on the strict basis that it was 100% till the end of the season, and he was going to. I'd get behind it.
Just a yes or no this time. Are you still reffing? Yes or no?
Nah.
No. Okay. Nina, of course you'll renew, Tiny, because I'm paying. And is it a relative of yours, Tiny? Mother. Okay.
Well,
just quickly, is she a Derby fan?
Yeah, she is.
Right.
She is.
Okay. They will back up next season. And Wayne, to be fair, every time we've gone to League Two, Stuart has kind of backed the club, so I'm hoping he does it again. You could be right there. Phil, I'm sure he would have gone if not for Phil Smith. Yeah, we already said that. I agree. John, the way Donny played it first off under warning, we'd have gone 3-4-0 half time. Yeah, agree with that. Can we all wish Brian and Miller speedy recovery, lads, and to better health? Being in his company, he's cracking low and more than done the rounds, watching our blood and elsewhere. I mean, I know Brian, and I didn't know he was unwell, but yeah, get well soon if you're unwell, mate.
He used to run supporters club before.
Well, I saw him at the game on Saturday. I'm sure I saw him. Was he at the game? I'm sure I saw him at the game on Saturday.
I think it's today that's been took ill.
Right. Okay. Will we good? We good go tomorrow. We'll win over again tomorrow. Yeah. IFC the 3-point finale. Yeah. I think that's taking me out of Rotherham. Anybody know any tickets sold for Tuesday night? I've no idea. It'll have gone down, I imagine, from the first lot because I would assume a lot have returned the tickets.
We've got a coach for Long Crown.
Right. Okay. Tiny knows nothing. Apparently, is that another one of your mates, Tiny?
Yeah.
So is this a relation of yours as well, Tiny?
Yeah, this is my dad.
Right, I took Tiny's first game, last ever game at Millman when he was only 8 months old and slept through most of it. Tiny's first ever season in Miller was the season Sir Neil Warnock saved us. So lucky there, Tiny. We had 2 tickets, but Tiny wasn't really interested. It was the Brentford game in February of that season. We were still in the house at 2:45, unknowing whether to go. Well, we went to the game 1-2-1 and got hooked for life. First proper away game was at Hull I assume getting drunk maybe. If Rotherham's our manager next year, we're at serious risk for the National League. Yeah, already said. Pete Wild, I'd soon have Kim Wild. Okay. Tom like that one. Russ getting Neil Critchley and ex-Blackpool. Yeah, that was my shout, Russ, to be fair, as well. Robbie Stanley, up and manager, ice level and got contacts with the game. Yeah, that's who Tom likes. What about Wayne Rooney? Yeah, not for me. Anyone on the podcast, Wayne Rooney?
Yeah.
Just a yes or no? No. Tom?
Up front, yeah. Up front.
Yeah, up front, yeah. Very good. Fans are good enough to take money off. Fans are good enough to take money off the tournament, but not good enough to give an answers. Yeah, Russ, completely agree. If we're on this season, it will look bad in our centenary season. Yeah, I mean, the fact that centenary season is not really being mentioned is another disaster as well, really. Tiny and Pete are great additions. Yeah, I think they are to the podcast. So there you go, Tiny. Some more positives for Tiny. He's got loads of fans in here, bless him.
To be fair, Pete, I like that jacket of yours, by the way.
Pete, he'll sell it you for 200 quid. Another vote for Russell Martin is married to Lucy Pinder. Gents at a certain age will understand. Yes, John, you're right. Just get him in for that, yeah. Didn't Bushy get blamed? Yeah, he does get blamed for most things. Bushy doesn't care. I think William Tom should take some responsibility. And Phil, I agree. It's not just all on Hamshaw, it's the coaching in total. It's not just Hamshaw. Give it Bush's end at season. Brian collapsed at the game. Oh, right. Okay. Bless him. He's okay. He's stopping going now so he's not going to go now until he's well enough. Okay. So, yeah, hopefully you'll get better soon, Brian. And Tom Swift, Darren Moore and Ferguson will be up the backwards step. When we go down, we don't recover. We're in League 2 cover seasons with at least a maximum of 4K. Now, what I would say, Daniel, is I think that we used to get 3,000 to 4,000 when we were in League 2 20 years ago. I don't think we'll drop down to that currently. I think you might drop down to 4,000 ticket holders for that of year. That'll still get you 6,000 in ground. So 4,000 ticket holders, average 1,500 people paid on the day, an average of 500 away fans, maybe less in League 2. But I think that will not drop like we used to, 30 years ago. Right, Bradford City has been waiting patiently, bless him, Johnny. So I'm going to come to you first, Johnny. I'm just going to read some stats first for the viewers. So Rotherham's got Bradford tomorrow at Valley Parade, or whatever the ground's called these days. I think it's got a sponsored name, but I'll let Johnny fill us in on that. The 5th in league, Bradford, 7 points from dropping out at playoffs. So they've built up quite a gap to that 7th slot, which is great for them. And I do think they might get playoffs now. I thought that they'd drop down, as I think I said on the last podcast. I thought they'd drop maybe to, 11th, 12th, or maybe 10th or something like that. But it does seem like they're going to stay there. I was impressed with the business as well in January. I think we went through the business, didn't we, Johnny, on the last podcast? So you can go for that again if you want, Johnny, when you could come around to it. It's fine. It's 41 goals scored, which is actually low. It's 13th in the league, which means Bradford aren't necessarily a goal-scoring team. And also as well, conceded 36, which is again, that's one of the best ones, I think it was. I've got it joined 23rd, so I think I mean as in second best in the league, which is obviously good. Last 5 games, won 3, lost 2, so relatively good. And the top goal scorer, they've got 2 lads on 8 goals, which is Sarcevic and Bobby Poynton. Johnny, what can we expect then this time round? Obviously, 6 months ago, it was a 2-2 draw. I felt Bradford were good in that first half. They missed a few chances, but overall, I thought a draw was fair. Do we expect the same, or has things changed 6 months late down the line?
So with Bradford, we're like Marmite at the minute. We beat, obviously, Peterborough 2-0, and then we beat Stockport 1-0, and then we went and lost against AFC Wimbledon on Saturday. But our home form is a lot better than our away form. Like on my podcast earlier, what I did is we looked at the stats and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys have lost a load of games. So my heart on my head saying you probably win 1-0. You're sweaty better, you don't win 1-0. Typical Bradford to lose bottom at league. But if we play like we played against Peterborough, and I think with Peterborough, I think we had 27 total shots altogether. So if we play like we play Peterborough, you guys are probably going to get battered 4-0. That's my opinion on that. In January, we've got rid of a few players, just a couple of Tommy Lee we got rid of. And then obviously we've brought in Evans from Blackpool, who used to play for us. He's come back. With the team we've got, I think he's strong at the minute. But then Graham Alexander does not have a plan B. If his plan A don't working, he tries and he don't have any other plan for that. Obviously, Max Power is back now after serving his suspension. He's been running on a tight rope with 9, and then he got, I think, booked against Peterborough, so then he missed the Stockport and AFC Wimbledon game. We've got, hopefully, Bobby Poynton's going to play. And also, we got Jackson in from, I think, Derby for undisclosed fee. We brought him in January. But that Jackson, he's like Roadrunner. He's a beast. When he gets the ball, he just likes to run. When we played Peterborough, he absolutely caused carnage for Peterborough. They didn't know where to go. And yeah, and it's the University of Bradford Stadium now, at Valley Parade. So yeah.
Thoughts on this then, Johnny? So Tom Swift, Bradford are one of the best sides we've played at New York. Surprised you let Tommy Lee go. He ran the midfield when you played us at New York with defence splitting passes. So thoughts on that, Johnny? That's a Rotherham fan, just for
yeah. Tommy Lee's like Marmite. He scored a fantastic goal against Cardiff, an absolute screamer against Cardiff. He had a couple of good games, and then I can't remember what game it was. He got substituted, and he kicked a water bottle. He was fuming. I think he got substituted. And ever since that, he didn't do very well. He's gone to, I think, Bristol Rovers now on loan until the end of the season. But yeah, it's like Tommy Lee's gone. Kavanagh as well. I don't know if he played when we played you guys last. He's gone to Oldham Permanent now. So yeah.
Okay. Tom, I mean, it's interesting there that Johnny said that Alexander has not got a plan B. Hamshaw's not got a plan A. So, I mean, just listening to Johnny there, he does sound a little bit concerned. I mean, one thing I would say with Rotherham is that Rotherham aren't very good, but they never really get hammered in terms of the scoreline. Like, if you look at the results, they generally lose by 1 or 2 at most. Even Cardiff were only 2. Oh, no, 3, weren't it? They were 3, to be fair. But yeah, they don't tend to get hammered, like, in terms of results. So I think Bradford will win, but I don't think they'll win 4-0. I think it'll be closer than that. So Tom, what are your thoughts then? Having listened to Johnny, what are your thoughts on the game? And have we got a chance?
What I would say, Dave, and Johnny, full respect to Bradford City. You're having a fantastic season, and I regret making that bet. I know I don't, because money goes to charity. So, look, that's great. Listen, we're going away tomorrow to the Valley Parade, and all I can see in my head right now is Kieran Agard running in on an empty net. How long ago does that seem, gentlemen? Do you remember that one, Tiny?
I do, actually.
Yeah. Were you there at that? Were you at that, pal?
No.
It was over 10 years ago. It would have been about 12 years ago. So Tiny would have only been 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that one. Right. I remember that one. And listen, look, there's no sense, even in like delusional world, even in the brains trust world, that I can come with an argument right now saying that we're going to beat Bradford City away. However, it would just be Rotherham United all over, right? When the club's in turmoil, the fans are at each other's throats. Who the hell knows what is going on for us to go and get a victory? I really hope, right, that the players have not so much looked at social media, but the management team and the coaching team and the club. The club, I hope, are cleverer than us mere mortal fans here, right? That see something. Because we don't see anything, do we? I hope they see something, and then we go to Bradford, at the University of Bradford, is it, Johnny? And actually put in a performance and get a victory. Because I'm with a number of our supporters. I don't think Mr. Hamshaw is getting sacked. It's not going to happen. So there'll be a proportion of our fans that say, well, if we lose, at least we'll get sacked. I don't think that's going to happen because they'd have done that by now. And all his post-match press conferences would suggest that he ain't going to get sacked. So, listen, let's go there and let's try and turn them over. But can I see that happening? Yes, in my wildest dreams, but in reality, probably not. So there we go.
So just on Tom there, I'm going to come to you next. So it's interesting because maybe Tom's got a point there in the fact that we've had a terrible week. We lost to two of the worst sides who were near the bottom of the league. The percent of fans that want the manager sacked has probably jumped up by 40 or 50% of it last week, of the last few days. There's a lot of arguing, as you've seen on social media. Maybe Rotherham do go to Bradford and somehow scrape a win. I mean, they did beat Exeter 4-0, and Exeter had not lost at home, or they'd lost one at home in about 10 or 12. So, maybe there is that small chance. What do you think, Pete?
No. I think we're going to get. No. This is going to be his first battering at season. This, my honest opinion, 3 or 4-0 Bradford, and it's going to be last nail in coffin. This definitely.
What do you think he will get sacked if they lose?
Yeah. If we get beat heavy tomorrow, it is gone. 100%. So we'll get beat. We're not going to beat Bradford. No chance.
What happens if Rotherham put a good performance in and lose 2-1? What happens then?
It's still a loss, isn't it?
Does he get sacked then?
I don't know, mate. But I think if we get... I don't know. Nobody knows, do they? It's just a circus, isn't it? But I think we will get battered tomorrow. That's my honest opinion.
Okay. Tiny, then, so you're going. I'm obviously going as well. Might see you there. What are your thoughts? Have we got a chance of winning? I mean, again, reading between the lines, Johnny's a little bit concerned that bottom at league goes to top at league and gets a result. What are your thoughts?
I couldn't tell you, to be fair, because there is that slight chance that they do go there, get a shock 1-0 win, get absolutely hammered off the ball, have about 23% possession, one or two shots, win 1-0. The chance of that happening very slim. The chances of Bradford being all up for this one, this is their chance. They had the fact that Bradford lost every Saturday. They've got to turn up, and they've got no other option. They could go for it throat, yeah. This could be 5. This could be 5. Could be 6. But to be fair, honest score prediction, I'm going to go Bradford City 3, Rotherham United 0. And I think Caden Jackson will back hat-trick, seeing as he apparently were about to sign for us and all. And then obviously he went to Bradford instead, which do I blame him? Nah, not at all. You want to fight relegation or do you want to fight for the playoffs? I'd have chose playoffs any day of the week. But to be fair, on to Bradford, they actually do remind me of 2013-14 Rotherham. Because we had that spell, didn't we, under Evans in League One where we were losing. We had a few losses on bounce in League One because I saw it last season. Someone put on, remember when we wanted Evans out last time because we lost 5 on bounce or something in League One. We ended up getting promoted. So I can see Bradford come through this patch. Tomorrow could be a turning point, could whack them back up. Right, win tomorrow, confidence is up, room's high again. For me, Bradford, sky is your limit. Sky is your limit. You could well and truly end up like Preston or Bristol City for me. Big club, big stadium, good fan base. Give it 3 or 4 years and you'll be mid-table in Championship. Bold prediction from me, I know. But tomorrow, yeah, 3-0 Bradford, Caden Jackson to back that trick.
I think that's an incredibly fair point by Tiny, actually. Tiny, for being 18 years old, pal, your knowledge of the lower tiers is absolutely fantastic, mate, and I applaud you for that, pal. So yeah, I think John is there thinking happy days. I like a bit of that. So yeah, well in, Tiny. I actually agree with everything you just said there, mate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I've got 2 things actually for you, Johnny. So the first one is obviously what Ty just said there regarding Bradford, and in 3 or 4 times they could be like a mid-table Championship side. So I want your thoughts on that. And also, are you concerned with a wonder kid who we have on loan from your nearest rivals, who, even though Rotherham are playing badly, this kid is playing really well, and on Saturday he was the only one who looked like he could do something, and that's Harry Gray. So, A, are you concerned about Harry Gray at all because he's a Leeds player? B, what do you think of Ty's comments regarding Bradford and being in the Championship in 4 or 5 years' time?
So I'll start off with your player who you've got on loan.
Yeah.
This wonder kid from Leeds.
Yeah.
It's Leeds. They've probably got wonder kids. They'll probably go back to Leeds and play for Leeds at some point, first team. But we've got Jensen Metcalf, who is from originally, I think, from Everton. We've got him full time from Everton, under 21. He is a fantastic youth player, and probably in about 3 or 4 years' time, he'll probably be in a Championship if we're not there, or a Premier League. So when you guys do come tomorrow, keep a look out for Jensen Metcalf because he will boss that midfield. He's a young whippersnapper, and watching him play coming to Bradford, he's grown. Like with a new player who comes to Bradford, Graham Alexander likes to just put miss him out for a couple of weeks and put him in and then bed him in. He's improved game by game, and people joke he's like Maradona.
Okay.
But with him, I think he's going to be a fantastic player for Bradford. And if he doesn't stay at Bradford, he'll probably go bigger and better places. So keep a look out for Jensen Metcalf. And with Tiny's thing about finishing top half of the Championship, we need to get there first. Personally, I think we're going to get there this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Cardiff are going to run away with league, or Lincoln are going to run away. So we're going to finish second, or we're going to get in playoffs.
I would say the top 2's done, though, Johnny. Would you not agree the top 2 is done now?
No, there's 14 games left.
Yeah,
you call me deluded or anything, but I think it's 14 or 13 games left.
Is it not 10 points difference? I don't know. Actually.
Yeah. It is.
We look at league table, actually.
It is 10 points, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 points, yeah.
Is that from top?
No, from second to third is 10 points. And also, Cardiff and Lincoln's got games in hand as well. So
we're on 55. Obviously, Lincoln is 68. We've got 2 games in hand, including this game. And then we've got Port Vale. And it's
you only got 1 game in hand on Lincoln and Cardiff, though.
Yeah, 1 game in hand in front of them. There's 13 games left. Anything can happen, lads.
Oh,
Anything
no. Johnny, I agree. When we went up a few years back, when it was us and Wigan, and we took his eye off the prize and won the Papa John's trophy, it was MK Dons came racing after us.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was Sheffield Wednesday that helped us out in the end. can you believe we're even saying that? Sheffield Wednesday actually helped us out, and that got us promoted in the end. But I mean, like, I completely agree, Johnny. Out can happen, mate. Literally anything can happen. Agreed.
It's like going on.
Go on, Johnny. I was going to say, I'll tell you what I'd be concerned with, right? Because I think Bradford are going to get the playoffs. I'd be concerned at Reading, because Reading, since the new manager, have come from something like 6th bottom, and they've won a lot of games, and they're winning games by grinding results out. I'd class them as the favourites to win playoffs. I really would.
Is that our old gaffer?
It is. Yeah, it is.
The old,
You know the,
the old
one
Wigan
we
manager?
sacked, the one we sacked.
He's won promotion from the league before as well. Yeah.
The one we sacked after giving him like a job
Now-
that we're never going to stay up in a million years. But no, I have got one question for Johnny. Actually, are you a bit pissed off that you haven't gone on to maintain your spot in the automatics? Because start of season you came racing out. You got that win at Cardiff. We're at around September, October time. You battered them. Cardiff fans have said you were the best team to go there in a while, I believe. You battered him. You've got to be a bit annoyed at the fact that you let that slip. But I do understand you had some injuries in and around there that probably hindered your chances at automatics. But then again, but away from question, if you don't go up this year, it's not end up well, because I'd have you as one of the favourites for automatics next year anyway.
So a couple of podcasts what I listened to before the season started, they were finishing or saying we're going to finish 12th, 13th, 14th, that positions. I came out and said we were going to finish first, second, or go up in playoffs. I got laughed at. But with this team, they're a band of brothers. And like I think I said on your podcast before, when that goal went against Fleetwood, even if it was Sarcevic or Bolton own goal, we've carried on momentum. We're punching above our weight, I admit that. In January, I think we should have gone for a bit more better players. It's like we've brought in Ashby on loan from Oxford. We brought in White from Newcastle. And then we've brought in another player from Newcastle, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. We've had Wheatley come in on loan, who was at Northampton from Man United. And he nearly scored against Luton. And then he nearly scored whoever played after that, but he did the same mistake twice in them games. With this team... Sorry.
Have you got Sibley as well?
Yeah, Sibley. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, Sibley.
Yeah.
But with this team, like if we beat you guys, hopefully touch wood, batter you tomorrow. Obviously it'll do well for the goal difference. But with the team at the minute, we should have brought in better players to punch on. I think we've gone for a bit of cheap option, but it's not the end of the world. If we don't go up, this year. We're safe. But I think hopefully we will go up this season. And if we following on to what Tiny said to question he asked earlier, if we go up and finish 14th, we'll be lucky to finish 14th with the players who we've got. Quite a lot of players going out. It's like there's Kelly, who's had a 1-year deal. He's shite, politely to put it. He's crap. We've had a few players who are not good enough for this club. Obviously, we've upgraded by getting rid of Smallwood and bringing in Power. But then we've got players like Powell, who used to play for Stockport, came and he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the time will tell. And like I always say every week on a podcast, 14 games left, you never know what might happen and you never know what you might finish.
100%, Johnny. But you just mentioned, and this takes me back in the past, and it'll take everybody else on this podcast back in the past. Richie Smallwood is arguably one of... Is he a club legend, lads? Richie Smallwood?
Yeah.
I don't know.
50-50 for me.
50-50.
My lifetime, yeah.
Scored a penalty before what happens next, basically, at Wembley. And there's no better way.
So one downer he had is Rotherham got relegated, Blackburn got relegated, and he left Rotherham for Blackburn in that same season. So that's a downer on him. Yeah.
Can you blame him?
I never thought I heard Smallwood and Legend in the same sentence.
League. They're in the same league, and both teams won promotion that year after. So no, I don't know.
Oh, but Blackburn are ex-Premier League champions, Bez. But what
I know.
What I will say about Richie Smallwood, he is my second favourite Rotherham moment. He scores the penalty at Wembley before Adam Collins saves the penalty, and then we all know what ensued after that. So Richie Smallwood for me, yes, he's not legendary status, but he's great status for me.
With Richie Smallwood, he played well for Bradford, I got to admit, and then he got sent off. And then he ended up at Tranmere, and he's done that bad at Tranmere, watching highlights every week on ITV with him doing dodgy passes. He's now, I think, at Bristol Rovers with Tommy Lee.
Is he actually still playing?
He must have a good agent.
Is he still playing?
Yeah,
Well,
he's gone to Bristol Rovers on loan.
How old is he?
I know. 35, 36.
Fucking hell.
Anyway, right. I'm just going to read some comments, then we'll leave it there. We've done just over an hour. So we've got Andrew. As a Donny fan, I'd be raging watching some of the Millers players just working around on the pitch when a 17-year-old is giving his absolute all. Players should be ashamed. And yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier, Andrew, about the Leeds Gray, because he was trying his hardest, and I felt he was literally playing on his own. And you're right. That also is the same for a few players like Sam Nombe, who a lot of Rotherham fans said, when he comes back, don't worry, he'll start scoring goals and Rotherham will start winning. Well, that never happened, and it's because we don't create chances. And I do have to feel sorry for players like Nombe, because he's running around, and he was running around on Saturday, he was running around like an headless chicken, like he was closing goalkeeper down from 30 yards away, which he's never going to get there. So I do feel sorry for him, to be honest with you.
Who's your top goal scorer at the minute?
Nombe.
Yeah, he's got like...
Is he out injured?
No, he'll be playing.
No, he's playing.
Yeah, the issue you've got is, Johnny, is that if we have to play with Gray and Nombe up front, it's a great strike partnership. It really is. But whether he does that or not, I don't know. I think he will. And this is a question quickly for you, Pete. I'll come to you. Do you think he's tried this? He's played 3 at back every game. He's tried a 4 at back. They've still lost. Do you think he'll go to a 3 at the back?
No, I think I'll stick with 4.
I
think he's been told. Stop playing 3 at back.
I think
That's
he'll
my
go
opinion.
to 3 at back, me.
I think he will and all.
So, what do you think, Tom? So Tiny. What do you think, Tom?
Well, in a world where it's his last game in charge, I would go Bielsa mode and absolutely go for it. I'd play the 2-3-3. Look, listen. No, I would go simplistic 4-4-2. Let's go for it. Who cares? Attack, attack, attack. Because he probably is on his last legs here.
Yeah. Well,
if he does get sacked tomorrow, I have got a list of managers.
We'll go through them on Thursday. Yeah, Pete, okay. King of the Patriots, give it Bushkin, his mate Tommy Robbins till the end of the season. I think that's been mentioned a few times. Would you want to take Bushy and Tommy? Absolutely, King of Patriots. We would do, yeah. Bradford were one of the better sides. I already read that one, to be fair, haven't I? And the last one, Tom Swift. I think Hammer is coming, if not tomorrow, then Plymouth. They are scoring for fun. Yeah, what I would say is I'm more concerned for Plymouth than I am Bradford, just because Plymouth's form is unreal at the minute. They've just beaten Cardiff by scoring 5 goals against best side of the division. So, yeah, I'm more worried about that, to be honest with you. Right, I think that's probably it, to be honest with you. So I'd like to thank our guests, Tiny, Pete, and Turbo Tom, as always. Johnny, once again, really appreciate you coming on, and not just coming on, but sticking through the first half an hour where we've primarily talked about Rotherham. I can imagine it's a little bit boring for you, or maybe you're enjoying us suffering. I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. But yeah, I do appreciate you coming on. Everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. As I've mentioned before, if you subscribe, you get notifications straight to your phone as when we go live. The next show, I believe, will be tomorrow. We'll do a live reaction after the game. So Rotherham Bradford, I'm assuming that Lee will do a live reaction. I've not confirmed, but we normally do one, so I assume we are doing one. Wednesday will be your Premier League talk with Phil. Thursday will be our Millers midweek Millers, which is on Thursday, and that'll be hosted by Lee this week. Actually, not myself. I'm not here. It's my dad's birthday, so I'm not here now. No, so Lee's hosting that one, and then obviously winter weekend, Plymouth at home, and then there'll be a live show again after the Plymouth game. So everyone, thanks, and I would say
Dave, quick one.
Quickly, Tom, go on.
Johnny, where do you want my 20 quid charity money to go, mate?
Bradford's burn unit, mate.
Bradford what? Sorry.
Bradford's burn unit. I'll send you a link. I'll find a link.
Please do, mate.
That's for 56 fans that I read.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, that's about done with. So, Johnny, good lad. You're a top lad, Johnny. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And
hopefully you get pecked by the chickens tomorrow, lads. And don't worry, I'll tag you in a picture of you getting pecked by the chickens if we do beat you.
Look forward to that, Johnny. Yeah, so thanks everyone, and we'll see you, or some of us will see you tomorrow. Cheers, all the Millers. Bye.
All the Millers.